She told me, "If you don't like me going to clubs with my single friends, you're just controlling." I remember the exact moment she said it. Her voice light, almost teasing, but with a sharp edge that cut deeper than I could admit at the time. I had just frowned at the invitation slip she left on the kitchen counter, a glossy card from a downtown nightclub promoting Ladies' Night. My stomach twisted. Something in her tone made my unease feel irrational, and maybe that was a point. I forced a laugh. Controlling? Come on, Emily. I'm just saying it's late, and you know how it is downtown. She rolled her eyes, flicking her hair back as if brushing away my concern. You worry too much. I'm just going to have fun with my friends. That's all. You think I can't manage that? I wanted to nod and drop it, wanted to believe her. For months, little things have been gnawing at the edges of my mind. The mysterious texts that disappeared when I walked in, the faint perfume that wasn't hers, the late-night work calls that seemed more secretive than necessary. Every time I mentioned them, she laughed it off, told me I was imagining things. Maybe I was. Maybe I wanted to be. The night she went out, I stayed home, pretending to catch up on emails while staring at the darkened streets through the window. Hours passed. I tried to convince myself of her innocence. But then, a ping on my phone jolted me, a notification from a friend I barely knew, sending a picture of Emily, laughing, leaning close to a man whose face I didn't recognize, fingers entwined in a way that made my chest tighten. I shoved the phone down onto the couch, heart pounding, and waited for her to come home, rehearsing how I'd ask, how I'd confront her without breaking. When she finally stepped through the door, flushed from the night, smelling faintly of something warm and unfamiliar, she smiled and kissed me lightly. "Did you have fun?" I asked, my voice steadier than I felt. "The best," she said brightly, shrugging off her coat. "You worry too much, really. I only danced, that's it." But I saw the lie in her eyes, the shadow behind the practiced smile. And suddenly, every casual dismissal, every argument about my controlling nature, every late-night excuse felt like a thread unraveling in my chest. Days passed, and suspicion became a shadow I couldn't shake. I noticed a subtle shift in her schedule, the hushed conversation she suddenly had outside my hearing, the way she lingered over her phone. I caught a glimpse of a text she left open once, just a name and a heart emoji, but it was enough to confirm the gnawing fear I had buried beneath the pretense of trust. I confronted her one evening, the words spilling out before I could stop them. "Emily, who is he? The man in the picture?" Her face tightened for the briefest second, and my stomach sank. She opened her mouth, then closed it, searching for an excuse that didn't exist. "It's nothing," she whispered finally, voice brittle. "Just a friend, I swear." But her eyes betrayed her, darting away from mine, avoiding the truth I had been holding at bay in my own heart. That night, sleep eluded me. I replayed every memory, every laugh, every reassurance. Every time I thought about giving her the benefit of the doubt, I remembered her words, "You're just controlling." And I realized she had been gaslighting me, slowly turning my doubts into guilt, my fears into something I wasn't allowed to feel. The confrontation came without ceremony. I returned home early one day, pretending nothing was wrong, only to catch her in a betrayal so unmistakable that my knees went weak. There they were, tangled in a corner of the bedroom, a scene that seared itself into every nerve. For a heartbeat, the world was silent, then erupted with every emotion I had buried: rage, heartbreak, disbelief, and a hollow ache of shattered trust. I didn't speak. I couldn't. I simply backed out, tears blurring the edges of the room I had called home. That night, I sat on the porch, watching the city lights flicker like distant stars, and let the pain settle over me. It was raw, almost unbearable, but it was real. I knew the marriage couldn't survive the truth, and maybe it shouldn't. Betrayal had a way of revealing not just the other person's choices, but the hidden fractures in yourself. The trust you gave freely, the love you risked, the hope you clung to. I finally understood that her laughter, her reassurances, and even her teasing words had been a weapon, a way to dismiss my concern and mask her deceit. By morning, the house felt emptier, yet somehow lighter. I had lost a woman I thought I knew, but I had also reclaimed something more important. My clarity, my dignity, my refusal to be complicit in my own heartbreak. And as the sun crept over the horizon, painting the sky with muted gold, I whispered to no one but myself, some betrayals can't be fixed, and some truths, however painful, must be faced head-on. She had told me I was controlling. Perhaps I had been cautious, protective, maybe even naive. But in the end, it wasn't control I had wanted, it was honesty. And for the first time in months, I felt the fierce, sobering relief of seeing that truth, however brutal, in the stark light of day.